لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اتبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين ثم أما بعد. Inshallah, today will be our last class in this book. So we are finishing the book today, and subhanallah, we started this almost 7+ months. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the opportunity to finish it. And once we finish, inshallah, we'll have a discussion here about the next book. What would you like to go through, inshallah, next? We'll have this discussion, inshallah, to give the opportunity to everyone to choose, and we'll go with the majority, inshallah. Also, inshallah, starting from next week, the class will be 7 p.m. So starting from next week till end of the summer will be 7. Maghrib is moving up, so it will be 7. Then we pray Maghrib together, and we finish at 9. So it will be between 7 and 9, and during that will be the Maghrib prayer, inshallah. Okay, so this section, which is the last section in this book, it's about transactions. I believe a lot of that can be discussed and can be we can go through more than that, but we are going to just stick with what the Sheikh has here in the book. Then at the end of this session, we'll have Q&A about anything related to transactions and related to anything that we covered in the book. It would be good if people ask more questions about transaction, because not everything is covered in these 4 pages about transaction. Transaction is a very important topic, and we need to make sure that we don't commit any haram in our transactions. And everyone here is involved in kind of transaction during your life. The Sheikh said transactions, scholars, may Allah have mercy upon them, have clarified the knowledge that every Muslim must seek. They explain the amount of knowledge that represents an individual obligation. For example, the amount of knowledge that every Muslim must learn. They mentioned the rulings of sales that traders must be aware of to avoid committing what is unlawful or consuming riba unknowingly. This is supported by reports from the companions, may Allah be pleased with them. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, said, "None should sell in our markets except one who has understanding in religion." They are even saying that Umar radiallahu anhu arda used to go to the market and ask people about transaction. If they don't have the answer, they say, go learn, then come again. Don't go to the market, start to buy especially to sell products or to do any kind of trading if you don't have the knowledge. So you should know before you go to the market to start that. So Umar used to go to the market, ask people, you are selling something in there, then Umar will come to you, radiallahu anhu arda, ask you a question. If you don't have the answer, they will tell you, go, learn, and come back. Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, said, whoever engages in trade before having an understanding in religion will hit riba. Then hit it. It means he will commit to the sin of consuming riba. Ibn Abdin reported, Al-Ma'i is saying, it's obligatory upon every Muslim competent for religious duties, male and female, to learn after learning about the religion and guidance about wudu, ghusl, salah, prayers, sawm, fasting, zakah, in case he possesses the nisab, and the hajj, in case he is required to perform it. Moreover, traders must learn about sales to avoid doubtful and disliked issues in all transactions, and the same applies to other professions. In other words, everyone must seek the knowledge and rulings related to his profession in order to avoid committing what is unlawful. And Nawawi, one of the big scholars in the Shafi'i mazhab, may Allah have mercy upon him, said, as for sale, marriage, and the likes, which are not obligatory in principle, it is unlawful to proceed thereto without knowing its conditions. You want to get married? Before you take this step, you should know everything about it. You want to divorce? Before you divorce, you should learn about it. You want to start, as we mentioned, doing your trading. Before you start that, make sure that you are aware of all the conditions that's around this kind of trading. Before doing anything, you should learn about it. The following are some of the rules related to financial transactions as prescribed by the Islamic Sharia. And as I mentioned, keep in mind, we are not going to go through everything here. We're covering very limited things here. And for those who would like to go further, they should go and learn more about their trades, their profession. Like for example, in Egypt, there is book for physician, book for the ruling for physicians. There is another book for the pharmacist. So a student of knowledge who is already pharmacist worked with some scholars to come up with this book. And we should have similar book in each profession: engineers, officers, police, any profession. We should have such book or booklet that will be good guidance for those who are starting this business. Number 1, permissibility of whatever entails clear or preponderant benefit, like the selling and buying of what is permissible, is ijara, lease, and it is shufa'a, preemption. Again, permissibility of whatever entails clear or preponderant benefit, like the selling and buying of what is permissible, it is ijara, which is lease. Permissibility of whatever guarantees and protects people's rights, like mortgage and taking witness, which is shahada. Permissibility of whatever involves benefits for the transactors, like cancellation of sale, the option of the buyer and the seller to rescind a contract of sale, and shurut, contract stipulations. We're going to talk about that. Forbidding whatever involves the oppression of people or consuming their properties wrongfully by means of riba. Permissibility of whatever entails cooperation in goodness, like the qard, loan, contract in which one party loans another the use of some item for an indefinite period of time, and wadi'a, safekeeping. Forbidding whatever involves gaining money without work, putting effort, or fulfilling a benefit, such as gambling and riba. Forbidding every transaction that involves jahala, ambiguity, and gharar, uncertainty, like selling what one does not possess or what is unknown. Forbidding whatever involves taking back doors to what is unlawful, like a loan in the form of a sale. Forbidding whatever distracts people from obeying Allah, like trading after the second call to the Friday prayer. Forbidding whatever involves harm or causes enmity between Muslims, like selling what is unlawful and selling over the sale of a fellow Muslim. So let's go over these one by one. The first one the Sheikh mentioned here, he said permissibility of whatever entails clear or preponderant benefit, like the selling and buying of what is permissible. So what the Sheikh is saying here, that anything, like generally speaking, anything that's entail clear benefit, like selling and buying anything permissible, this is halal. No harm with that. As long as the product that you are selling is halal, there is nothing wrong with that. As long as the benefit that comes from that transaction is halal, there is nothing wrong with that. And he gives two examples here. He gives the example called ijara, which is in our term here lease, and also he used the other one, which is the shuf'a. So this is, again, without talking about any details for how to do this transaction, it is halal. Once we dig into this transaction more and more, we're going to know some conditions when it become halal, when it become haram. Permissible of whatever guarantees and protects people's rights. What does that mean? What's guarantee? Like when the Sheikh says he's permissibility of whatever guarantees and protects people's rights. And he gives here one example like rahn, mortgage, and the ishhad, taking witness. What does that mean?
So adding a condition to the transaction that will help to make sure there's no...
So what was the first condition?
That it's permissible.
It is permissible. The thing that you are selling is halal, permissible. And the benefit or the benefit that you are getting from this transaction is halal. For example, can someone give me example for something halal? Food. Which kind of food? Halal food. Okay, halal food. Fruits, correct? Vegetables. When it comes to meat, no, we have to stop. Not all the meat is halal to be dealt with. So some meat are not. Okay. This is when it comes about the thing that you are trading with. Okay. The second condition the Sheikh gives here, this is what Noor was saying, permissibility of whatever guarantees and protects people like right. So what did you say again?
So adding things to the transaction that will guarantee...
So to add something to the transaction to guarantee that people will get the right. For example, and this is very crucial when you do any transaction in installments. So brother Farouk came to me and he said, I would like to buy your phone. He asked me, how much is your phone? I said, my phone is 1,000. I said, okay, I'm going to take this phone from you. I'm going to pay you $100 every month for 10 months. How we make sure that I get my money? Can we add some conditions to this transaction and to make sure it is still halal, to make sure I get my money? How can we do that?
We can have it in writing or have a witness.
We write everything down and we can have witnesses. What else? The Sheikh gave here example by saying mortgage. He say rahn. Rahn means, okay, I know that you have, let's talk about bigger scale. You are buying house in installments, but you have another property. This property will include it in that transaction. If for any reason you couldn't pay me back, I can go to this property, take it, sell it, take my money and give you the rest. This is one of the things that we can do to make sure every party can get their rights. Number 3, he said permissibility of whatever involves benefits for the transactors, like iqala, cancellation of a sale, khiyar, the option of the buyer and seller to rescind a contract of sale, and shurut, contract stipulations. In this situation, there is something in the Sharia, it's called khiyarul majlis, which means when you go to make any transaction, with the same transaction, brother Farouk came to me and they said, how much is this? Then I told him it's 1,000. I said, no, 1,000 is too much. We started this. As long as we are talking, the transaction is not done yet. There's something called khiyar al-majlis, which means to have the right, as long as we are in the same setting, to proceed with this transaction or to cancel it. But once you leave, once we finish this meeting, you cannot cancel the transaction. This is one of the conditions that we can make. Anything has to be done right now. You don't have to pay me now, but the deal has to be done now. The price, the terms, how are you going to pay me back? This everything, you should know everything about the product that you are buying before you go. But the moment you take it and go, you cannot cancel the transaction anymore. Is this halal? Yes, it is halal. We can make this condition for 1 month. So brother Mohamed Yusuf came to me and they said, you know what, I'm going to buy this from you, but I have the right within 1 month to give it to you back and I don't have to pay anything. If I accepted that condition, it is permissible. So he comes to me, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to take it from you, but I have 1 month the right to give it to you back. Or he say, okay, you know what, I'm going to buy this phone from you. I'm not going to take it now. I'm going to take it from you within a month or two. But I have the right within 1 month to cancel the transaction. Some people might say, okay, so why Brother Mohamed Yusuf has to do that? Because if he knows that the price is going up and he wants to make sure that we agree on this price now, we agree about the product now and the price now, because the product is here, is existing, and we know the price, and he wants to make sure that he gets this with today's price. So he comes to me, he makes the deal. However, he has 1 month to take it or to cancel the transaction. That's permissible. Number 4, he said, forbidding whatever involves the oppression of people or consuming their properties wrongfully by means of riba or any other means. Any example, anyone knows any example of involves oppression of people? Yes.
Like selling weapons. Sometimes when you sell schematics or when you're working for certain companies.
Selling weapons is nothing haram with that, generally speaking, nothing haram. But if someone would use it in a bad way and you know that, you should not involve in that. Yes, bro. This is something valid. What else? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Mohammed.
Buying from a seller who is cutting the price to force all his competitors.
The syndicate.
Like a monopoly.
If it's monopoly then. So monopoly, that means that he's the only one is doing that. But you're doing that, he's dropping the prices to harm people. Yeah. Yes, this is also valid. But what else?
So adding a clause like riba clauses. So if, for example, they having late payments would not be permissible.
Having
Late payment.
late payment.
Let's say you're buying the phone in installments.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm late in payment, to take double the money for the next.
There is dispute about this. We can talk about that later because yes. What else?
Like if you do a mortgage or if you do anything that has riba in it, like in the contract, like anything over 0%.
Mm-hmm. Everything over 0%. We read also to define riba. Let's define riba before we move forward. Anyone here can define riba? What's riba? Yes.
So like charging money for a loan for the currency itself, the capital rather than
Charging money for the loan. Correct? That's what you said? Okay, anyone else? Riba. Because we use the word riba all of the time. Please feel free to share what you know about it. No problem. Yes. And interest is exactly, this is the easiest way to say riba is interest. However, just interest, this is unfair. Because sometimes in some transaction, we might have interest and the transaction is still halal. For example, you come to me, the same example. You said, brother, I would like to buy your phone. How much is your phone? I tell you my phone is 1,000. You say, okay, I'm not going to pay it cash. I would like to pay this over 2 years. I tell you, okay, brother, if you take this over 2 years, I'm going to charge you 20% per year. Okay? Right away now, people get confused. Okay, that's haram.
No, that's allowed.
So far, it's not haram. So far, it's not haram. I didn't say anything haram. Even if I'm adding now to the price. So I told you, brother, what's your name, brother? Connor. So Connor, I told you, Connor, okay, you want to get my phone? I will add 20% per year. Then he said, okay, brother Mohammed, I'm good with that. Deal, done. This transaction is halal. How halal? There is interest. Yes, no problem. The interest, I added the interest because he will be getting my product and holding my money for 2 years. If I get this money, I'm going to use it like to do any trading to make sure I get more money. However, I'm not telling him, Connor, this phone is 1,000 if you pay me now, and it is 20% per year, and you pay me whenever you want. This is haram, because that means if Connor pay everything within 1 year, he would add 20%. If he do it over 2 years, he would pay 40%. It has to be certain time frame from day one, which means when I told Connor it will be 20% per year, and Connor said, okay, according to that, I'm going to take it over 2 years. 2 years, we multiply 1,000 times 40% will be 1,400. We divided this over 48 or 24 months, and this will be the price, and this will be the time period, and this is the condition of paying it back. This is not haram. Yes.
Compared to a Visa, whereas if you had $1,000 on a Visa owing and you had to pay 20% interest, it multiplies every single month after month after month. So it gets to the point where it's unable for someone to pay that back if it gets large enough.
Because it is
Reoccurring.
reoccurring, exactly. It's not set.
It's not a set amount.
And also when it comes to the visa, we're going to talk about it later. Just remember this example. Yes.
So the example they gave for halal, it was because it's a certain time frame of 2 years and you're paying it
Yes.
20% per year. So then something like, say cars nowadays, right? You get a new car and then they tell you the contract will say like 7% APR per year. So how is something like that
Halal.
halal?
لا, how something like this halal, correct? That's your question?
Okay, yeah.
How something like this can be halal? This is your question?
Yeah.
Okay. He's saying here, you go here to the dealership, you tell them, okay, I would like to buy this car. I don't have the money to buy it cash. They say, okay, no problem. There is APR 7% or 5%. Is this halal or haram? This information that he just gave me, it's not enough to say if this transaction is halal or haram. Why? Most of these dealership, they don't do the transaction in this way. They tell you it involves 7% APR per year. Then they find a third party to do the finance for you. So they go to the bank, and the bank lend you the money. You pay the dealership, and you pay the bank. So in this case, you didn't get a product for money. You get money from the bank, and you pay back this money with what? With interest. Money, if I get money from Connor, I go to Connor, Connor, please, can you give me 1,000? I'll give it back to you in 1 year. He said, no problem, brother. Here is the 1,000. But you give it to me after 1 year, you have to give it to me back 1,200. This is pure riba. And this is haram, no doubt, no dispute between scholars about that transaction. If Conor would give me money, he has to get his money back the same amount he gives me. If I give him 1 cent extra, if he asks me for 1 cent extra, this is riba. However, Conor did a great favor when he gave me the 1,000. And he said, Mohammed, you take the 1,000 and you give it to me 1,000 whenever you are able to. After 2 years, I gave it to him 1,200. That is halal. Why? He didn't ask for the 200. But because he did favor, a big favor for me by giving me the 1,000, and he waited for 1 year or 2 years, so when I pay him back, it is highly recommended from you, if you can, to give him extra. But if he asks for that from the beginning, this is riba. Yes.
Is that considered a gift at that point?
You consider it a gift, yes.
So in that case, like when you were saying that the transaction for a phone, then in this case, the product. So how is that halal compared to that one? Because both cases, let's say the price, the $1,000 that I would get, I would invest into something else, money. That's like an inflation. So basically, that $1,000 that he gave it to you, I could have, let's say, I could have used it and make money. Or like let's say over 5 years, like he said, cannot give you back for 5 years. Over 5 years, that money has an inflation every year. Let's say if you work with.
Sure. This is why I said it is a favor. He did favor for me, but the transaction wasn't a favor. Transaction, he was looking for a phone. I was trying to sell my phone. This is two different scenarios. In the scenario number one, there is a product between me and Conor. He is interested to buy my product, and I'm looking for someone to get my phone. So there is benefits for both of us. However, when he lends me the money, there is no benefit from him in this dunya. He's getting his reward in the hereafter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him, and he is helping his brother with giving the money. You get the difference? Big difference. So money, you give someone money, you have to get this money back, the same exact amount you gave him.
That means the moment I have the right to ask that phone extra, you have the right to ask extra price for that phone, is because I'm going to benefit something from that phone.
Yes, you are buying. It's the first transaction called qard, lending someone. The second transaction is selling or buying something. Yeah.
So for the car like scenario you gave, right? Like if you're giving that money to the dealership but the dealership's going to the bank to get that like interest rate, like how does that
Okay, that's a good question.
It's between them.
Good question, but the dealership, there is no such dealership. The dealership would never take the responsibility, correct? He wouldn't go and get a loan for himself because he doesn't know if it. However, there is another way to do this transaction and to make it halal. If the dealership itself do direct finance.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Well, there are a couple of them here, alhamdulillah. They do direct finance. What does that mean? It means the dealership themselves, they have money. No problem for them. They can wait 2 years to get their money back, and they know how to collect their money. So you don't have issue with that. So you go to them, I want to buy this car from you. They say, no problem. You ask them, brother, are you going to work with the third party or you do direct finance? They say, no, we do direct finance. Huh? Yeah, there are a couple here of that. They have a... What's that? Yeah. They have something they call a sister company. For example, Nissan. Nissan, they have their dealership and they have Nissan Finance. Okay? Volkswagen. It is under the same company at the end of the day. It's similar to having a manager for the finance department and manager for sales department. It is under the same umbrella.
Yes, but it's still the system is the same. For example, like you bought, like for example, Nissan, but they don't have, as Nissan came out, X company, X Financial.
Mm-hmm.
The process Nissan Financial follows and the X Financial follows is the same. Like when you get your car, then you know what is your monthly, but the way your fine prints clause are, so you might have some luxury or flexibility to, if you want to pay earlier, but you keep paying monthly until you are done. and you can see how much remaining there
Okay.
in your account.
Uh-huh.
So like if you decide today, oh, I'll not wait for 5 years, I'll pay it right now, you
Okay.
can do that.
Uh-huh.
And you don't need to pay that interest amount they considered because you are paying it upfront.
So I didn't get your point. What do you want to say?
Like the system, regardless the system is same. Nissan Financial
Or
maybe
bank.
TD Bank.
Okay,
for example.
the good
Because
point.
They have the MOU.
Okay,
They
Allah.
work like kind of a
Perfect.
umbrella.
Even though it looks the same, this is halal and this is haram. And this is not my statement. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Baqarah says, when the people of Quraysh and the disbelievers, when the Prophet ﷺ was explaining to them the difference between the legal transaction, the halal transaction, and the haram one, do you know what did they say? وَقَالُوا إِنَّمَا الْبَيْعُ مِثْلَ الرِّبَا. They literally said what you said. They said, this is like this. وَقَالُوا إِنَّمَا الْبَيْعُ. This selling transaction, مِثْلُ الرِّبَا, like riba. There is no difference. This is literally what they said. Then right away Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replied to them by saying, وَأَحَلَّ اللَّهُ الْبَيْعَ وَحَرَّمَ الرِّبَا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this halal and this haram. The one that you are saying it is the same money. So for example, there is one guy, his name is Nissan. This guy Nissan, he has people work for him. So he hired someone to work with him to do the sales, and he hired another guy for him to do the finance. Just for him to be able to track the money and to track the sales, he has two different people. But at the end of the day, the money, the one who buy the car, the one who have the money to do that is the same guy. This is why this transaction is halal and the other transaction is haram.
I guess it's because the third party is benefiting out of nothing.
What's that?
Third party is benefiting out of nothing.
They are benefiting from giving money, which is you should not. If there is transaction trading, yes, you can make money. Okay?
So as long as there's a transaction and that the interest rate is locked, that makes sense.
The word the interest is locked, the time frame is the same. You don't increase if they don't pay on time. So for example, back to Connor, he is taking my phone over 2 years, then for a couple months he couldn't pay. So instead of paying the phone over 2 years, he paid it for over 3 years. I shouldn't take extra money from Connor.
Nissan will do.
Huh?
Like Nissan will do.
Everyone would do, not just Nissan. Everyone would do. And to be honest, because this is ijtihad, some scholars said this is in some circumstances it's halal. Because I have to look at Connor's situation. Does he have the money or not? If he has the money, but he's just delaying my payment to make money from that, then to be honest, he deserves to pay penalty over that. But if Connor is suffering, he has issue, he can't pay because he doesn't have the money, it is my responsibility to wait until he is able to pay the money. No, Brother Mustafa first. Yes, Brother Mustafa.
Yeah, today's transaction we are using the third party, right? Credit card.
Credit card, yes.
Credit
Okay. Credit card. Is credit card halal or haram? Credit card is haram. خلاص يعني. Credit card, applying for a credit card is haram. Can you imagine that, Brother Muhammad Yusuf? Applying for a credit card is haram. However, so it is haram. We should agree on that. Why it is haram? Can someone tell me why it is haram?
Is it because the contract itself is haram? Like because the
Increasing.
The same thing? Exactly. Because the contract itself is haram. What is the condition that it's haram in the contract? Yeah.
You're signing that you agree to pay interest.
Exactly. They tell you in the contract that everyone here, including myself, signed when we applied for our credit card. It says if you don't pay within the 45 days, you have to pay that amount. Correct? That means that you agreed on haram condition that we shouldn't do. We should not agree to do something haram. But we go to them, we tell them, oh, yes, I am good to pay interest and do riba with you. So how it is haram? And everyone here in this room has credit card, including myself. Because in this country, there is fatwa from scholars that you can have your credit card because this is the only way to build a score and credit history. So in the future, if you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a car, they have to look at that credit history to make the evaluation to say, yes, we're going to do this transaction with you or not. If I'm Egyptian, if I go back to Egypt, before I come here, I never had a credit card in my life. But the fatwa here is different. The fatwa is different. Can someone differentiate between the word fatwa and the word hukm, which means ruling? Anyone here knows what the difference? Yes. Fatwa, no, can you start with the ruling first? What's ruling? Hukm. Yes. Continue.
For the question, you would say, like, it's the general answer for the question or the majority?
So what do you mean general? I just need to, can you elaborate what's general here?
General would be what apply to most.
Apply to most, what else? I want you to,
Circumstances.
there is no circumstances. For example, is it halal or haram to drink alcohol? Huh? Haram, correct? This is hukm. Haram. It is haram to drink alcohol, correct? If someone is about to die, doing a surgery, and they say the only thing for this guy to save his life, to give him alcohol. Is halal or haram? Exactly. For these circumstances, is this halal? So hukum is something that is fixed. From the day the Prophet ﷺ told us about it till the day of resurrection, alcohol is haram. However, back to your point, you said, however, fatwa is circumstance. It depends on three things. Number one, time. Today is different than 1850. We are today in 2026. Things change. So, time. Number two, place. Canada different than Egypt. Bangladesh different than India. Pakistan different than Afghanistan. Turkey different than South Africa. Every country has different situation. Number three, people. The person himself. When you go to seek a fatwa, it's for you, brother. This is why it's very dangerous what people do today. If they want to get any fatwa, what they do? Sheikh Google, Sheikh ChatGPT, they ask the Sheikh and the Sheikh gives them the answer right away. Correct? It doesn't work like this. Because Sheikh Google is giving you the fatwa that was given to Corner. Corner went to the Sheikh, told him about his story, everything, and the Sheikh gave him a unique fatwa. No one else can use it. You even cannot consider your situation similar. He said everything. I live in the same neighborhood with Corner. We are in the same age. I work with him at the same company. We have the same salary. Everything is the same. No, it doesn't work like this. You should go to another scholar or people of knowledge and seek your own fatwa. Back to my point, the fatwa in this country, that it is permissible for us to apply for a credit card with some conditions. One of these conditions, when you apply for a credit card, you should have the intention to pay before the 45 days. This is number one. Number two, don't use more than what you can pay back. Because what happens here, they keep increasing your limit, mashallah, increasing your limit. They give it to you the first time you apply 500, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. You don't even make 30,000 a month, and they give you 30,000. Can I go use the 30,000? I know 100% that I wouldn't be able to pay back the 30,000 within the 45. If you do that, that's haram. Also, one of the conditions that your credit card shouldn't have annual fees. You should go with the one that has no annual fees. These are some of the conditions we can. You had a question?
Yeah, so like if you didn't miss that payment, you'd have to like, you already kind of answered it, like you'd have to seek repentance, right?
100%. If you miss the payments because you had the money but something happened, خلاص, Allah knows. But you have the money, you didn't take the means. If you forget, also no problem. But if you forget once, make sure you do the automatic pay. Okay? Yes, Connor.
Let's say you got your credit card, spent so money, halal, completely halal things. But when the time comes to pay your credit card, you have to spend that money elsewhere. Like you have to give it to your parents because they need it. Is there any haram in missing that payment?
It is, again, we have to look at the necessity at that point. If the money you spent in something that's considered necessity, or you just, it's just, the way you prioritize the things was okay. So when you prioritize, you have to put this at the top. Unless there is something that's more necessary, then we put it on the top. For example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect everyone. You had to go to the hospital with the kids or with yourself, and this is the only money you had, and you had to pay that. Khalas, no problem. But you have to take all these conditions, and you have to make sure that you take all the means to pay before the 45 days. Okay? Continue? Yes.
What I asked about the credit card with annual fees, like Costco, for example, they have the membership for the warehouse for each year you can get it. You also have a MasterCard that you can use for the gas and you get rewards and stuff.
Yeah.
So is it permissible to get that card because it's not?
But it doesn't have annual fees.
No.
It doesn't.
No. But you have to have a Costco membership to have it.
Yeah, this is different. You can because you get this to be able to access their facility and to benefit from their pricing. Correct? They have a pricing system that's lower than any other place, and for them to be able to make this money, they collect this money in advance when you pay this membership. So you can, yes. It's not mandatory. Like you can have the membership and you don't get the credit card.
Oh yes, no.
Yeah, they are not like correlated. But if you have this and this, you get more reward. Yeah.
What about credit cards? So all credit cards like cash back, like rewards for spending money. Is that?
That's permissible, no problem. Yes. Any other question here? Okay, we can move forward. Okay. Forbidding whatever involves the operation, we gave a couple examples. Number 5, permissibility of whatever entail cooperation in goodness, like the qard, loan. Contract in which one party loans another the use of some item of an indefinite period of time. And wadi'a. So all these kind of transactions or these things are permissible in your transaction. Anyone can give any example here? Anyone can give any example? Permissibility of whatever entails cooperation in goodness, like the qard, loan.
Like maybe if someone wants to pay it off early.
Okay, what else?
It's like the example you gave, like ihsan, he's doing favor to you.
Yeah, ihsan. Jazakallah khair. Yes.
As long as he's not taking
It's not a condition. It's not a condition. He did not ask for it at the beginning when he gave me the money. He said also here, ariya. The word ariya mean contract in which one party loans another the use of some item for an indefinite period of time. Any example here? Yes.
Like if you loan someone your car.
You give him the car?
And he uses that.
And he is what?
Like if you give him
Okay. What else? Anyone?
Like you have a land and someone, like you borrowed the money from me,
Mm-hmm.
so you gave that land to me as like a kind of mortgage, like a guarantee. As long as you are not paying me back that money, I can cultivate and get the crop.
Yeah, but this is different than this. Anyone can think of anything else? Mm-hmm.
Like rent.
Rent?
Renting a house.
Rent is for a specific period. It is for a specific period, correct? In the contract. Any examples in mind?
Just loaning, let's say someone wants to, card is just a loan, so if someone wants to start a business and they need to take a loan from someone to do something and then they'll pay them back, so this is permissible.
But they pay back the same amount as we mentioned earlier. Or someone would like to use your car for a couple days, you don't know exactly when he would use it, and also this is the same thing you can do. Yes?
Like especially hardware stores, like you can rent tools and then turn them on.
Same, exactly. That's a good example. Good, very good example.
So we say like the safekeeping, like what the people used to do with the Prophet ﷺ, so they used to take their things, belongings to him, if they wanted to keep it safe, like they used to entrust him with.
Yeah, but this is similar what Brother Muhammad Yusuf was saying. Yeah. Number 6, forbidding whatever involves gaining money without work. Correct? Gaining money without work. This has to be prevented. We shouldn't do that. Correct? Putting effort or fulfilling a benefit such as gambling and riba. Anyone here knows what's gambling? What's gambling?
Sounds like playing games of chance for money.
Say that again.
Games of chance for like money.
Games of chance of money. I like the word chance here, but I need more. Huh?
Something with odds. If there's an odd chance you might win.
There is odd chance that you might win.
It's
Still,
not a guaranteed return.
it is
it's
not a
something-
guaranteed return. I like all these, but still, the definition is missing one thing. All these things are very good, but I'm looking for something. Risk is.
And it has nothing to do with your effort, like regardless of what you do.
Okay, but still looking for another word.
Like the return is
Uncertain, but we. Huh?
like it's
Yeah, uncertain. No, they're still looking for a.
There is no trade when you buy the ticket. You are not.
When you.
When you are buying the ticket for lottery.
Just stop here. When you buy the ticket for the lottery, huh? You might get something back, you might not. So the definition of this, they say, if you try to define the word gambling, it's غرم مؤكد يقابله غنم محتمل. I'm going to explain. غرم مؤكد means there are a certain amount of money that you have to pay. Correct? Which is the price of the ticket. Correct? You go to where? Circle K. Circle K, correct? You go to Circle K. After you buy a couple of stuff, you tell them, okay, can I get, what do you call it here?
Lotto mix.
Lotto Mix? Okay. It's called Lotto Mix? The one ticket is called Lotto Mix?
There's lots of
Okay.
lottery.
Lottery, yeah? And how they sell it, like buy a ticket?
You can either buy tickets or you can buy cards that you scratch. There's different.
Okay, so I go to them, I say I need to buy 10 cards. 10 cards. غرم مؤكد, so I have to pay the price of the 10 cards right away. Correct? This is the first half of the definition. غرم مؤكد. يقابله, instead of that, there is غنم محتمل. There is uncertain return. I might get something. So anything that falls under this definition is gambling, even if they don't call it gambling. For example, I give you a very important example because this is very common. Brother Mohamed Yusuf, he said, I'm going to take my son and we go to what is called?
Game shop.
No, not the game shop. The one that by
Rec
rec
room?
room. He said, I'm going to take my son, go to the rec room. When they enter the rec room, there is over there couple games where you put the coin. You put the coin and you start to control whatever to get one of the prizes over there. Have you seen it before? This is gambling. Why? Why gambling? It is gambling because this game is full of prizes.
You're talking about claw machine.
Huh? What is called? Claw machine? The claw machine. So this claw machine is full of prizes and products that has a different big variety. One of them might worth a couple $100, one of them might worth a couple dollars. But you have to buy a ticket to play. Then you might get, you might not. This is gambling. And we should. So I went with my kids, they said I want to play. Stop. Use any other one, but don't use this one. Actually, I let them play first. It took me a couple minutes to realize when they were playing. It took me a couple minutes to realize this is gambling. This is haram. We shouldn't do that. Okay. Yes.
So on top of this, especially when it comes to kids,
You couldn't do anything. Yeah. It's. I think it's automatic. Sorry.
I think the internet went out and it just stops.
No, this happens every day.
Yeah, because it's set to be open at that time.
Yeah, but like these two was doing that too, and I would stop it. And like now.
This one you can. Okay. Okay. Sure.
So speaking about kids, especially because I was looking into this, and there's lots of different card games that kids like to play, and they collect cards and stuff like that. And you can buy boxes.
Mhm.
And here in the West, you purchase, let's say Pokemon.
Uh-huh.
You buy a box. It comes with 10 packs,
Uh-huh.
but you don't know what's in the packs.
Okay.
Some cards are good, some cards are bad. Some are worth a lot of money, some are worth absolutely nothing. Is that gambling or no?
This is not gambling, but this transaction has a different issue. You are buying something that you don't know what is that. One of the condition of buying something that you should be able to know what are you buying, and you should know exactly what's in there. You cannot just go by, like they do these things nowadays. They have a box. They tell you this box for $100. What's in it? We don't know, brother. Inshallah you buy it, but inshallah, mystery box. The mystery box. No, mystery box is haram.
And how about the raffle?
Raffle?
Like in some programs, like you have this raffle.
Because we do that.
Sometimes you have to. No,
We do. It's no tubing. We do that.
Just second. The raffle that we do with the snow tubing, you don't pay for the raffle. So you pay.
For everything else in the raffle.
Yeah, it's very important. If it's haram, we don't do it. You pay for going to do the snow tubing. So the money you pay, it's for snow tubing and for the dinner here. The raffle is giving to everyone, and some people will be getting the reward, but it's different. Yeah, but if you pay for it, 100% it is haram. Yes.
If you want a couple extra tickets.
Yeah, another example, and it's very common back in my country. So people, let's say, like to play football. So when they play football, they want to make a tournament. So they collect money from all the participants, correct? And the winner will get the prize. If this prize will be given from that money, it's gambling. So a good way to turn around that, I can collect money from them to book the field, to get jersey for them. I can do all that, but the prizes has to be sponsored by someone, not from their money. Okay, Brother Mustafa. Whenever Brother Mustafa has question, you put your hand down. Yes, Brother Mustafa. Yes, sir.
Suratul Rum.
Huh?
Suratul Rum.
Room?
Rum. Suratul Rum.
Surah Al-Rum, yes.
It is mentioned. It mentions Byzantium Rooms will be win again.
Yes.
And then maybe you know the story. They are beating. Prophet says to the Abu Bakr, beat them 100 camels or something, increases 100 camels. This is like a beating, but in this condition, they knew it's gonna be happen by the Prophet, because Prophet said it's not haram, right? They kind of this gamble, right? They said it's beating with the 100 camels. Is it correct?
Did you get Brother Mustafa's point? Can you?
They bet
Yeah, they bet.
that there were a certain amount of camels. The Prophet said that you should have increased the amount.
Increase the amount.
When they made Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, I think he made a bet with one of
That
that
Rome would
the Romans
win
will.
within the 7 years.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Yes.
But this is not gambling.
Okay.
Prophet said it's true.
So is betting halal or haram?
Yeah.
This is Brother Mustafa's question. Yes. There is different bets. Okay. Can you differentiate between them?
There's a two-sided one where it's like
Two-side bet
Yeah.
and
one-sided.
one-side bet. Which one is halal? Which one is haram?
One-sided is
One-side bet is halal. Two-side bet is haram. So what's two sides? Anas told me, Brother Muhammad, I bet whatever this will happen tomorrow. Morocco will win the World Cup 2026. Okay, because his dad is Moroccan. Okay, so he said, I bet Morocco will win. I said, no, Egypt will win. He said, okay, I pay you $1,000 if Egypt wins. And I tell you, I pay you $2,000 if Morocco wins. This is haram. Because it is two sides. The other one, I tell him, you know what, brother? I bet you that Egypt would win the World Cup. If Egypt didn't win, I pay you 1,000. This is not haram. So if it is from one side, it is permissible. If it's two sides, you pay me and I pay you, depend on the
If it's not, you are gonna pay 100 camels. If it's like this, if it's happened, we are gonna pay, for example, 100 camels. If it's not, you are gonna pay 100.
Yeah, this is haram.
This is haram.
But you tell me, Brother Muhammad, if this happen, I pay you that. And I don't pay you if it doesn't happen, khalas, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes. For game of chance.
Yes. So especially Pakistani people love playing the one with the dice. So
Anything with dice is haram. Anything with dice is haram. Even no money. Anything with dice is haram.
Is playing chess haram?
Chess is not haram. Anything with chess is haram. If with the dice is haram. If it doesn't have dice, it's permissible.
But dominoes is like the numbers, but it's not a complete.
Yeah, so it doesn't have numbers. Haram. Anything with dice is haram. It's mentioned in the hadith that we shouldn't do anything with dice. Cards. Cards is not haram, but you make sure that it doesn't take you away from reciting Quran, from remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from your prayers.
Well, on top of what about if you spin a wheel as part of the game? So you spin a wheel and then it's going to land on one section of the.
I would say it takes the same ruling of dice.
So even if you don't bet, like it's not a betting, like
Even it doesn't involve money, no,
win
we
doesn't
shouldn't.
make any difference.
Yeah, and we shouldn't get any of these games for our kids. We shouldn't. Okay. Forbidding whatever involves gaining money without work, putting effort, or fulfilling benefits such as gambling and riba, and we talked about this, alhamdulillah. Number. Yes.
So let's say in our country, or even in this country, then heart and stroke, or we used to have heart foundation, they used to do the this is the money for charity purpose, but they sell the ticket. Is that halal or haram?
I didn't get it.
For example, here they have heart and stroke or children's hospital, GO,
Like those foundation,
they
they organize those lottery
Mm-hmm.
to raise
some funding.
for funding for hospitals, for other things in our country. They have heart foundation lottery. So
make
they
more.
for the hospitals to continue their service. Every year they do some sort of draws
Uh-huh.
so that people buy tickets and they generate money for the hospital. Is that halal or haram?
So at the Barrie RVH, they have a 50-50. So if you put in $10, $5 goes to the organization to support, and then the other 50% is
Gambling.
in the pool for people to win.
Gambling. Haram. Okay, number 7, he said forbidding every transaction that involves jahala, ambiguity, which means that the one we were talking about, the mystery box. You don't know what's in it. Yes, Mohammed, sorry.
The mystery box, if you say like it costs you $100 and it has minimum value of $100, is permissible or
You might get both. Yeah, that's a good question.
So you pay 100 and you know that you're getting,
minimum value is 100?
and whatever in the box is described, correct?
Whatever?
In the box is described.
No, but you know the value of it? Is that
Just the value, but you don't know what's in it.
You don't know, like you have like a rough idea that like it's a shoe, but you don't know like what shoe
Yeah.
it could be.
it could be expensive shoes, but it would be a minimum shoes or something. If I
Minimum amount
define
of
it.
money that you are putting in.
You'll get something, but
That
you
is what-
might get something expensive as well.
Then why would you do the mystery box then?
Oh, it's a mystery. Like
Still, if you have information about the product and you are getting something that's valuable, yes, it will be permissible.
you know it's a halal product.
Hmm?
You know it's a halal product.
I know it is halal product, okay?
Yeah. So in that case, you don't know like what category what it is, but
Yeah, but you have minimum information about the product and the description of the product. You have some, no? If you don't have nothing, no, it is haram. But if you have some information about it, it is a pair of shoes, it is this and that. You should have information about it because what you are buying, you know what's in it. They say this is under this category, correct? So you have basic information about it, yes. But if you don't have nothing, this is jahala, ambiguity, and you shouldn't.
He has one condition in there. The one it says, I'm paying it's $100 ticket for every box. But at the minimum of worth of any box is $100 bucks. That means the product is unknown, but whatever the product is, it's exactly the amount of money that I'm paying.
No, we should avoid this transaction because it has jahala in it. It's ambiguous. You should know information about what are you buying. So the Sheikh said forbidding every transaction that involves jahala and gharar, uncertainty, like selling what one does not possess or what is unknown. Number 8, forbidding whatever involves taking back doors or to what is unlawful, like the aina, sale, a loan in the form of sale. So it is not sale, it is loan, literally loan. This should be avoided. And we give example to that, like when you do the car here, and it is a loan. You get loan from the bank, then you buy the car. Forbidding whatever distracts people from obeying Allah, like trading after the second call to the Friday prayer, which is very important. Alhamdulillah, I don't. Alhamdulillah, here we don't have that. All our brothers here, they start sitting there. Whoever here makes any sales at Barrie Mosque, they start doing the sales after the Jummah. Just make sure that some people, they set up everything and they, let's say here we have 2 Jummahs, correct? They say, okay, no problem. So one brother can stay and pray the first Jummah, and the second one can make sales. No, don't do that. No transaction should be done until we finish the Jummah. Then after the first Jummah, you can start make sales.
So, sorry. This happens only if you have your own business, like you're doing something for your own. Like if you're working somewhere and you miss your first Jummah, so that should be okay.
You miss your first Jummah?
Yeah, and you're working somewhere.
Oh, so you work there for a company, you do sales? Yeah, no problem. Forbidding whatever involves harm or causes enmity between Muslims, like selling what is unlawful and selling over the sale of a fellow Muslim. This is a very important. For example, Travis has his own store. I went to his store one day. I told him, Travis, can I get this product? How much is it? So he said, $10. I said, can you give it to me 8? He said, no problem, I give it to you 8. Noor was there listening to this conversation. I went to pick up other products. Then Noor went to Travis. He said, you give me the same product, I give you $12. He just has one, Travis. I told him, how much is this? He said $8. I was able to get it for $8 from him. Noor was listening to this conversation while I was doing something else. He told Travis, I can give you $12 for the same one. This is haram. This is haram.
Isn't another way to do this also? If let's say I go to Big Z auto shop to change my tires, I spend $50. Then someone else comes to me later and tells me, if you came to me, I would have done it for $40.
You already did it, correct?
But so it's no problem if he comes to me and he says next time come to me.
Yeah,
I'll do it for $40.
no problem.
But the transaction hasn't happened yet. So you've already agreed saying, I'll do it for $50. And then you're like, okay, we'll do that. And then someone says, no,
Haram.
I'll do it for $40.
No, haram.
Because you agreed.
Haram. And this is, huh?
What if there's a contract written too? So let's say you have a contract
Mhm.
that you're working together under a certain amount that person's going to pay you, and then someone comes in and says, how much are you paying? Oh, I'll do it for less, even though it's been a year that you've been working together.
This is different. Like I was about to mention this example here. Let's say I work for a company and I get a quote from different companies. So I go to different companies to get quote. Then I will go with whatever best for me. This is halal, no problem with that. But if we agreed on something, then no one should come and increase the price or lower the price to win this transaction.
So like within pest control, I'll have a customer.
Yeah.
Let's say it's $50, and then I'll be servicing them for a year, and then someone will come into the customer, say, how much are you paying? I'll do it for less, and then they'll take the customer away. Is that permissible or no?
It's for the new service, right?
It's offering the same service, but for a cheaper
For the
price.
new one.
So now I've been cut out of income from that customer, so that they can at least take it for a cheaper price.
But that wouldn't like this person wouldn't renew with you in the future, correct? Like you already have contract with him, and he has to stick to the condition in the contract. The new contract, he would give it from someone else, no problem in this case. But that shouldn't affect that transaction, the one that you have it between you and it. Yes.
Even if it's a ruling month to month, like there's no set deadline, it's just saying every month we agree on this.
Even though, yeah.
How about the auction?
Auction, if auction is different, yeah, it is okay. Let me do that. Remember your question, and I'll come back to you now. I will let you do that in just a sec. Then he said, on finding a confusing issue regarding a certain ruling, Muslim must refer to scholars and must not proceed with such an issue except after learning about its Sharia ruling, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the Almighty said, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. In conclusion, this is what I was able to write on that topic. It is Allah whom we ask to provide us with beneficial knowledge and guide us to righteous deeds. Indeed, He is most generous and most bountiful. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family and his companions. This is everything about this book. We'll call the azan, we pray, and I ask everyone here please to just after the prayer we have discussion 5 minutes about the next book, and if you have any question I will be here to answer your question inshallah. Okay, جزاكم الله خيرا. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.